Good morning. I'm here, Marley, with Fiona, to go through a little core activation routine that I came up with to do before weighted exercises. I like to make sure that I can brace my core, and it's easier for me to do that if I feel what my muscles are doing and where they are in space. So I was going to do this as a bam, 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 here's the exercise, then we're done. But it turns out I just take too long doing this shit. So I figured, hey, I'll just go through it like I would and say all the things that I want to say. And you can fast forward if you want to reference this in the future. So we can do this together. Fiona's going to be in the way, at least for part of it, until she gets bored and goes somewhere else. So let's get started. I'll tell you the overview. Maybe that'll be enough of a reminder. The 100, roll-ups, rollovers, control balance, sideline leg series or block balance, standing sideline leg series, essentially. Crisscross or some other oblique activation, and then the exercise that doesn't have a name, but essentially arms and straps, but on the mat. I make things up. It's fun that way. So we're going to start with the 100. The things that I want you to keep in mind when you're doing the 100 is really focusing on keeping your back in the mat, and you can move your legs to different places. This is gonna work. This is gonna be fine. We're fine here. So that your back can stay on the mat. So if your core is engaged, I don't really care how that happens as long as it does. And we're going to beat quickly, as you do, 5 breaths in and 5 breaths out. We're gonna call that 1 down and 9 to go. And there we go. We'll say that's 2, 3, 1 more, 2 more, I don't know, I kind of lost track. I'm gonna do 1 more and we'll call it good. Okay, roll ups. I'll just turn to the side, don't mind me, Fiona. And fingertips to the ceiling, tuck your chin, roll up. If this is tricky for you, you can use a resistance band, a magic circle, you can use your leg. Hi, foot. Lots of different ways. And I'm gonna do about 4. I think I'm gonna do 4. I usually do 3 to 5. It's basically just, warming up your spine a little bit in a nice gentle way. And now we're gonna do rollovers. I'm just gonna, who needs a mat? The mats are for dogs. For this one, it's important to squeeze your butt, lift your legs up and over, and then, kettlebells. At first, if you're not super warm yet, play with what kind of spinal flexion is happening, stretch this out, and really try to involve the abdominal muscles while you're up and over. And do it a few times just to kind of, say hello and get that all on board. Oh yeah, I wanted to move down. Okay. So once you're here and you're comfortable, then start involving your legs, do a little control balance. So you can still kind of play around with it and get your legs moving while your core is engaged. So that's the idea there. We started with abdominal activation. Now we bring our legs into it. I'm going to do block balance today because I feel like I've done the sideline leg series and stuff. And so you've seen that. So might as well switch it up a little bit so you can see this. Block, a stair, a step, anything so that when one leg is on, one leg is off. That's better. Is that better? That seems better. You're standing. You're not off. Your hips aren't wonkadoo. Okay? So you want your butt engaged. You don't want to be doing this business. You're not doing this business. You're engaged. You're moving your floating leg however you want to. So marching is good. You can do some little kickbacks. You can do little circles in both directions. Relax your shoulders. Try to keep your balance. And if you're doing block balance, then you can also kind of think about the rest of your leg, on your standing leg, your feet connecting into the block, stair, whatever you're standing on, and getting, that involved in this. So once you've done enough that this leg is starting to burn a little bit, then you can switch to the other. If you're doing side-lying leg series, then your bottom leg is going to be bent, your core is engaged, and you're trying to feel the floating leg, the top leg, should get burning, okay? So I have that in other videos. It's all over the internet. I'm sure you can figure it out. Not my videos, but sideline leg series. No one's watching my videos. All right, so when you feel like your glutes are on a little bit, we'll head back to the mat and find our obliques. So I've been having, I need a mat. My dog is ridiculous. I've been having some fun with playing with how I can engage my obliques. One thing you can do in the same kind of roll-up idea is go down one side, come around, and up the other side. So you're kind of getting a little bit more core, the whole core. I don't know if you could see that. So down the left side, say, up around the right side, and then down the right side and up. And I like that. It feels like it kind of starts to bring it together, which is neat. You can also do a little bit of crisscross. So in this, I'm going to do this 6 on each side. I like to think about how I isolate the obliques and lengthen the back in this exercise. So really thinking about reaching through here so that this part starts to lengthen. And then you're getting a little bit more of your obliques involved in this and less of your back, your spinal erectors and whatnot. So last but not least, the exercise that has no name kind of brings it all together in my humble opinion. I really like this exercise right now, so I've been doing it a lot because it makes me feel like my whole body is working together as one unit of lovely. Okay, so the bolster, blanket, pillow, whatever you want, is going to be where your ribs end. Down here, your lumbar spine is floating, and your glutes and lower abdominals are supporting that. You're in a low bridge, your feet are really digging into the ground, finding that base of support, and then you're gonna move your arms. So you can do arm circles. I get so excited when I do these, I start breathing hard. It's not like this is a super difficult warm-up. It's not meant to be. It's just enough to like kind of excite everything, wake everything up. So you can feel what your rib cage is doing, what your glutes are doing. Get everything on and moving so that when you add weight to your body, you have a good base of support, stability, and core strength that you can feel. So that's that. That's what it is. And Fiona was just not having it, but taking up all the space. I hope that helps. See you later.